Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an easy, natural, bronzy, glowy summer makeup look. Something that you can achieve with whatever products you have on hand. You don't have to use what I'm using in this video, although I'll have everything linked down below in the description box in case you do want to check anything out. Hopefully this look will come out the way I'm wanting it to. It's been a while since I've done it, and I certainly do not have a natural glow going on. But it's a nice way to look bronzy and glowy without getting the rays from the sun. So my skincare has been done, and the last step of my skincare is sunscreen. I get a lot of questions about what sunscreens I use before these get ready with me type videos, and the one I use today is Kate Somerville Daily Deflector Mineral Sunscreen. This is fairly new. I've really been liking it for my sensitive skin. I have to use mineral sunscreens, and a lot of them are very difficult to blend in and work with. This one is really nice. This has SPF 40 and it's PA++++. So if you're looking for a good one, I've been enjoying this. I'll have it linked down below along with everything else. And I've already put my City Lips Lip Plumping Gloss on so that my lips can be nice and nourished and plumped and ready for my lip products at the end. I'm starting off with the IT Cosmetics Oil-Free Primer. I just enjoy this under a lot of various makeup products, and I haven't used it in a while. I'm just taking a pea-sized amount and applying it where I feel like it's necessary, where I might get a little bit shiny. A pea-sized amount is all you really need of any primer. It just feels really nice and light on the skin. I'm also applying just a dab of eyeshadow primer to my lids from the lash line up to the brow so that my eye products will grip a little bit better. It's so important the older that I get to do this step. I've talked about this product so much because it's one of my favorites. This is the Drunk Elephant Debronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. This is a necessity for me. The reason why is because of how long a bottle lasts and how versatile it is. So you may think you're spending a lot on it, but it just lasts for so long because you only need a tiny amount. So I can mix this in with my primer if I want an all-over glow and it doesn't add greasiness. I can mix a tiny bit of this into foundation if my foundation is too light and it just darkens it up without changing the texture. But what I'm going to do today is put a little bit on the back of my hand and swirl a brush into it. And I'm going to take this around my face just to give a little bit of a glow. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that I have a natural looking tan going on underneath my foundation already. It's going to look patchy at first, but just keep swirling it. And so I'm just kind of giving myself a base tan, basically. I'm also going to take some down my neck. So that already gave me a summer glow without having to lay out in the sun and get sun damage. It didn't change the finish of my skin or make me more greasy. I am going to even out my skin tone just a little bit with this Clinique Even Better foundation, just in certain areas in the middle of my face a little bit. Because I tanned myself, I pumped a drop of the Drunk Elephant into the Clinique, and I'm just going to mix that together with the back end of a brush. I've just been able to make my foundations go so much further because I have this product and can adjust the shades. You know, sometimes I just want my foundations to be a little bit deeper than they are. So I'm just going to dab this where I think I need a little bit of skin evening. It may not be all over, and I'm using a brush for lighter coverage today, just to be a little bit more glowy. I'm using the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer today because it gives skin looking coverage. It looks very natural on me. You can pick whatever concealer you want, and I can use it under my eyes as well as on my face if I have little spots I want to cover. I like to blend this concealer out with my fingers because it really meshes with the skin beautifully when I do that. I'm going to lower my brightness. I feel like I'm having to raise and lower my brightness today. Okay, I feel like you can see that a little bit better. So I am just going to conceal this sunspot down here as well. It's a little bit light. There we go. The brows aren't really part of this glowy situation we have going on, so I'm going to even those up really quickly and come right back. I want to do a cream or a liquid blush before I go in and set my face. I just want to sandwich that in. I may add more after. I was debating on using the Rare Beauty blush in Joy or using the Tarte Peach Sunset blush. I feel like I talk about this one a lot, but I haven't used it on camera. So I'm going to use this one today. Also because it's easier and it's quicker, and that's kind of what this look is all about. So I'm just going to dab my brush in here lightly and apply it to the cheek. You don't want to set too much pigment down on your cheek because it's harder to take it away than it is to add more. So you may just want to test it out by dabbing it on the back of your hand and seeing if it's too much. I'm just stippling this wherever I think the sun might normally hit me and give me a little bit of pink. I'm taking what's left on the brush and taking it lightly across the forehead and on the chin because that can give a nice cohesive look without looking too obvious. I'm just keeping that blush placement kind of high. Don't want to drag the face down. I want everything to appear very natural, so I'm using a very natural setting powder. I'm using this one from Gucci. You can use whatever you prefer, but this looks very natural both under the eyes as well as on the face. So you see once I started adding that, everything starts to blend together a little bit more. There's less of a difference between my under eye area and cheek. It just starts to make everything look really beautiful. My under eyes are dry and have some texture, and my face is oily combination, and this just sets both beautifully. Do you see how pretty that looks? It just doesn't look like powder. Sometimes after you set your face, you can feel like you lose a little bit of your glow, your color. So I like to go back in with a powder bronzer that has a little bit of just flattering radiance to it. I am using Gucci again. Once again, you can use whatever brand you want to, but this is pretty much the perfect bronzer. A little bit goes a long way, but it's got a great neutral tone. You can kind of contour with it too if you feel the need to do so. And if you're someone who doesn't like to set with powder like I just did, topping your cream bronzer with a powder bronzer will just help lock it down even more. It'll kind of help set it like a setting powder would. I like to use a dewy looking highlighter for this look. I just prefer it in cream or stick form because I really like to dab it on. I don't know, I like that look. So the RMS Luminizer or the Milk Makeup Lit Highlighter are kind of my two highlighters of choice for this. I think I'm going to use RMS today. Now this one is a little bit more tacky than the Milk Makeup, but it doesn't remove my makeup underneath it. I just like to put it kind of in the corner of the eye because that's all I'm going to do right there. I'm going to lightly dab it on the cheek. It looks very uneven right now, but I'm just going to keep tapping. And if you find you need to even it out more, you can always use your sponge. I like to keep the eyes very simple. I'm just taking a fluffy brush and taking my bronzer through my transition and crease area. If you have hooded lids, this is going to help lift the eye a little bit. I'm going to pinch that brush and take the same shade right underneath the eye along the same angle of the lower lash line, kind of flick it up and meet that transition shade. It's very subtle, but it can make the eyes look a little bit bigger. Next, I'm going to take one shade on my lid. You can use matte, you can use shimmer. I've really been enjoying Tartelette Toasted. I've also been enjoying Natasha Denona Bronze palette for this. And of course, my Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. I think I'm going to use one of these and just color in the lid, but you could just easily swipe on a shimmer shade with a brush or with your finger. This is the shade Copper. I'm taking it all the way from the lash line all the way up to the crease, and I'm going to blend out the edges. It's so easy. I would do this exact same thing with a powder shadow. You can also pat it down on your lid if you feel like you want some extra insurance that it's going to stay. And because you used an eyeshadow primer, it's going to last even longer. This is an optional step, but I'm taking the shade Cozy on a pencil brush and smoking out the outer third of the eye, kind of up to the crease, just to give a little bit of a lift to the eye and a little bit more of a sultry bronzy look. I'm taking the same brush in the shade Fireside and I'm creating a tiny smoky wing with it, and I'm just smudging that along the outer third, giving kind of a lift at the outer corner just to give a little bit more definition and lift. And you can also use eyeliner. Now I curled my lashes and now I'm applying one of my favorite mascaras, which is the Bite Beauty Upswing. This gives such voluminous long lashes, even on my wimpy lashes. I love it. I also love that my lashes stay soft with it and they don't get crunchy. Now it can be kind of clumpy at first, but I always use a lash comb anyway. I have to because my lashes get clumpy with any mascara, but as long as I comb them out, they are all good. So I'm not quite sure what lip shade I want to go with. I have a couple options here. For my lips, I'm using a natural lip liner that I've really been loving lately. It's Lancome Bronzelle. A lot of you told me about it. I picked it up and it's really great, especially when you're not quite sure what lip color you're going with, which is where I'm at right now. I love how it glides on so beautifully and it is pretty close to my natural lip shade and evens out my lip lines and fills in my vertical lip lines really nicely. It's just a great lip formula and shade. I have two lip shades I'm trying to decide between. I have the Laura Mercier Coral Claire, which is just a really pretty light coral peachy shade, and I have Buxom Icon, which is a little bit deeper. I think I'm going to start with the Laura Mercier because I haven't worn this one before. If I feel like it's too pale, then I'll switch over to Icon. But both formulas are really nice, so I don't think I could go wrong formula-wise. And this is what we have. I did put a few bends in my hair. I felt like it went with the makeup look a little bit better. And here it is on my phone in front of a window in fully natural light. While I have a ton of natural light here while I film with this huge window right here, I do have a light over here to even out this side of my face because it can be kind of dark and shadowy over here if I don't put that light there. This is an easy summer glowy kind of bronzy look with a peach lip. I do both drugstore and high-end here on my channel and did a dupes video recently. If you haven't seen it, I'll have it linked down below. For quick product recommendations and tips and just fun content in general, I am on TikTok now. I just started. If you're over there, follow me. My handle's down below and on the screen. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe subscribe if you're not already. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.